We have sold our soul to the devil with China, and this is something you're going to introduce on Monday. But people don't have any idea what the influence that we're already getting in television and movies, how China is truly influencing everything. Can you talk a little bit about the Screen Act?
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, thanks for having me on to talk about this. Americans are aware of what's happening at the NBA, with the suppression. I mean, they took that one player from the Celtics off. I mean, he's basically not playing basketball anymore. They have canceled other people for making statements. So everybody knows about the NBA kowtowing to China. What a lot of people aren't aware of is that our movies are now a part of China's disinformation campaign in the U.S. And you take movies like Skyfall and Mission Impossible 3, they actually changed the script of the movie to be more positive towards China. And it's just example after example. Doctor Strange was supposed to be in the script from Tibet, but of course, Tibet, the Chinese don't want anything talked about, the suppression or oppression that's happening there. So the movie script was changed and the guy was Celtic. So this stuff is going on in America to Hollywood, and they're doing the same thing. Now, there are some actors speaking up. You take a guy like Richard Gere, who's actually boldly stepped out and said, this is going on, but it's really unacceptable. So I've written this bill. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, he has paid a heavy, heavy price. He is outspoken on the evils of China and the peacefulness of Tibet and what's going on, and he's paid a heavy price. It's why his career has kind of just been lost all of a sudden.
Yeah, no, they are canceling people who speak out on this. There was a actually Beijing-born producer who came to America, made some great movies, but then they found something that she said back 8 years ago where she said the Chinese Communist Party is a bunch of liars and there's nothing in China but lies, and she immediately got silenced. So it's massive. And what we're doing is basically saying if you take American dollars, and the State Department and DOD oftentimes support movies being made. So if you're taking taxpayer dollars, you cannot alter that movie to meet China's demands. And if you do, we're taking that money back.
Well, help me out here. Why is the government supporting movies and funding movies to be made?
Well, if you think about it from the DOD's perspective, if they, for example, loan a helicopter for a military movie, it serves to recruit people into the military. So it's somewhat of a recruitment budget. And then from the State Department standpoint, it's tourism.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, I can see it from the DOD. I don't know about the State Department, but okay. And what are you expecting? I mean, is our government not in the pocket of China?
Well, very clearly, the Democrats do not want to criticize China. I tried to put this as an amendment to the National Defense Authorization Act, and it got voted down in the Armed Services Committee. So the Democrats don't want to talk about this. We'll launch this bill next week. We'll make a big, get the press out there, try to educate Americans. It probably won't see the light of day in committee, but we'll get people talking about it. We'll get other Republicans to sign on to the bill, maybe a Democrat or two. There are a couple of reasonable ones out there. I was impressed by what Galejo said about Obama and Ukraine. That was a great comment from him. The real weakness in America started with Obama. But so there are a couple out there. We'll get them on. We'll get the word out about it. And then when we take control of the House in the fall, we've got to deliver for the American people on this issue and so many others. And we're going to. That's the next battle.